Amazon, ticker AMZN. You guys, you know who Amazon are. They are the world's globally dominant e-commerce company, but they're also a cloud computing company with Amazon Web Services, and more recently, they're a digital advertising company. So this company's got it all. They have an unbeatable logistics advantage in most of the markets they operate in. Like, no one will overtake them now. They are so far ahead in terms of the ability to go from an order to having something in your hand like hours later, depending on where you live. But Amazon Web Services, the cloud computing side, that's the real engine of profitability. And in the last quarter, AWS revenue growth was up 17% year over year to a $100 billion annualized run rate on its own. And now AWS makes up 62% of Amazon's total operating income. That's super high margin, and it's key to the investment case. But advertising is also becoming incredibly profitable. Like, when you go to Amazon.com and you're seeing adverts on the page, they're making a ton of cash out of that, basically doing ad placements for sellers. And in the most recent quarter, ad revenue was up 19% to nearly $14 billion. Again, super high margin. This is a 10 out of 10 Badger investment for me right now. I've owned it since 2009, and it's still among my highest conviction stocks.
So that trip to the warehouse really did you in good, huh?
You got it. Yeah. Seeing the robots, and they've got like, they may have just installed their millionth robot. I think from memory, I saw that headline. Yeah, like, these guys have got this stuff sewn up.
Okay, so a 10, a perfect rating begs for some pushback, because that's saying, this is as perfect an investment of vehicle as there is, in a sense.
Yep.
I want to throw the law of large numbers at you here. It's what, the fourth largest company in the world?
Yeah, it's a $2.4
Or
trillion company today. So yeah, that definitely that ballpark.
So for me, and this is obviously subjective and relative, but for me, for an investment to get a 10, I would need to feel like the reward, is somehow asymmetrical somehow, or like that I'm getting more alpha than, than the market recognizes. But Amazon, in one sense, is like so well known, and so it's not cheap exactly, right? And it's huge. Are you giving it a 10 out of 10 just because you're happy? I don't know. What are your expectations from this investment? Might be a different way of asking the question.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm going to attack it head on. This is a multi-bagger investment from the current valuation, right? They have so much of commerce, they have so much of cloud computing, but growth, there's still, like, I have no doubt that they will be the world's leading e-commerce brand in 10 years' time, maybe even 20 years' time, right? I mean, do you want to argue with that?
Are you saying they already are not now, or they will become?
They will still, or they are today. They're the world's leading e-commerce brand, and they will still be
Okay.
20 years' time.
Yeah.
Right?
I would agree that the likelihood of that is quite strong.
Yeah, right. So, right. And like, still, there is still commerce going online in many markets. Like, e-commerce is massive in the Western world, but it's still underpenetrated in some countries. And like, I'm going to say something that's going to sound a bit stupid, but this will probably still be the world's leading e-commerce company in 50 years' time, right? What else is Bezos doing? Now I'm going off way off piste here, right? But what else is Bezos doing? He's building into space with like Blue Origin, right? I don't doubt that, like, when we have humans on the moon, on, like, Starbase Alpha, whatever the hell we call this thing, right? At some point, Amazon will be servicing them. And when we have humans on other planets and in other galaxies, Amazon will probably still be servicing them. Like, as they're going to grow as the species grows, and as our relentless demand for consumerism grows. You Yanks, right? You spend a ton of cash on just crap and stuff you don't need. And in the rest, in Europe, we're a little bit, we spend a bit less and we're a bit more fiscally conservative. But we're all like, you guys lead the way in this stuff because you're pushing your TV into our eyeballs. You're making all the rest of us like, like much more consumer centric, and Amazon are just going to profit from that.
I'm thinking of in Austin when I order something, sometimes it gets there in 4 hours.
Right.
So I'm almost in the sense spoiled by, I'm thinking, well, where do you go from there? But I forget that the vast majority of the world is still, Amazon hasn't quite tapped, gotten their tendrils into everything. Here in Sicily, there's a little delivery locker that allows me to, because the mailman can't go up the hills and into, so there's a little delivery locker and it worked, like 4 days, 5 days, and I got my thing. But yes, you're reminding me that it's almost like the app. Tell me if this rings true for you at all. When Apple already had their major iPhone success and like iPhones were already in everybody's pocket, and then that's the moment where Buffett like doubled down and like bought in, and then the company only went much higher after already was already huge. You're kind of saying the same thing here, right? That despite its massiveness, it's far from even being the middle of the journey.
And it's a reasonable valuation. If there's only one company in the Mag 7 that's objectively cheaper, and that's my other 10 Badger stock I'll talk about in a minute.
Now you present a pretty good case. You're saying when do you think it might? How soon might it double? What's the earliest you think it could double?
Well, I mean, my investment case isn't that like I'm going to double my money over some period of time. It's just that these guys are rock solid and untouchable. But if they continue, like they're already very dominant with AWS, like that's really where the growth's coming from. And if advertising continues to grow, like they have other revenue streams. It's not like Alphabet, like that's my other 10 Badger stock. It's not like Alphabet where they have these other really quirky like Waymos and other bets. Like Amazon is like they're one company with one kind of big bet, but they've got so much optionality within that bet. Like they're making so much money from advertising, but does it seem intrusive? Have you ever really noticed like ads in your face when you're on Amazon? Like I don't know. Maybe it's me. I haven't. Like it all just feels seamless and it's part of the experience, and I just get stuff that I want.
Yeah.
But clearly they're monetizing that, and it doesn't feel like horrible adverts like popping up in my eyeballs. So they're doing stuff really smartly.
Yeah, no, this is good. I'm glad. I mean, a ten Badger rating, is something to even for a monkey like me. I got to take that seriously. It'd be
You do not get more badges. That's the most badges. It is. I mean, I don't want to sidebar too much. Like, it is interesting. You have no 10 bananas. Like, we're obviously thinking about this in slightly different ways.
Yeah, I restrained myself. I tried to be reasonable, unlike some wild-eyed, furry, bush-tailed optimists. I rein myself in. All